You're listening to The Hardpoint with Onexpunchxdad and Code Rome's. Welcome back to the Hardpoint, episode number 59, baby. 59.
Wow. The big 5-9.
The big 5-9. It's 10 away from me being able to say nice. So
nice.
When that happens, 10 weeks from now.
That might be our last episode.
Yeah, we might just close out
69 and shut down shop.
That would be perfect. Everyone would just be like, man, what a nice round number to end it on. Nice. My name is Josh. I go by Onexpunchxdad online.
My name is Cody. I go by Big C Murd.
Big C Murd. And contrary to where I was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, C Murd is dealing with some sickness today. I think he's getting over it. He sounds good, but he says he doesn't feel good.
I'm on the tail end.
You're on the tail end.
I think this morning I felt terrible. It's one of these where like as the day goes on, I feel like I feel a little better. And then the next morning, it all resets, and I feel terrible again. Yeah.
That is whatever this is that's going around right now. It's prolonged in this weird way that it's like the end of Return of the King. Like you think it's going to end, it's going to end, and then you wake up the next morning, and you're like, oh, I am as bad or worse than yesterday.
Yeah, dude, that's been the last like 5 days.
Yeah,
I keep thinking tomorrow I've been going to bed early, drinking a lot of water, resting, and every morning I wake up and I'm like, oh, dude, I feel like every morning I feel as if I drank an entire bottle of NyQuil and I didn't take any at all. You know, when you wake up and you're just groggy. Everything hurts.
Yeah.
Your face hurts. Your nasal cavity hurts. Your throat hurts. Your chest hurts.
Back of your throat. Did you catch the fever portion at all? Did you catch the fever? Yeah.
I did. Yesterday, I was kind of in and out of one. I'd have a fever, and then I would just be drenched in sweat. A couple nights ago, I kept waking up in just a ocean of sweat over and over and over again. So
absolutely
working through something.
Absolutely the worst. Something about a fever, man. A fever is such a weird response to being sick. You get a virus in your body, and your body's just like, well, crank up the heat. Let's kill this shit. And it is such a weird feeling. I had it so bad one night when I was sick that anytime I got out from under the covers, I was shivering. I had to exist in a cocoon for like 20 hours. I could not be out from under the covers, or I literally felt like I was outside on a 20-degree night, dude, naked.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The temperature swings, I felt very much just like in a fog, like kind of out of body, just like lethargic and just, I don't know, very, very strange.
It's unpleasant.
Few days here.
Everything you eat is somehow just kind of like dampened, like nothing tastes good, nothing tastes right, nothing makes you feel good.
Right. My Whoop. We talked about my Whoop, right?
Your Whoop? What? Wait, hold on. What? What are you showing me?
I got it for Christmas.
Your wrist thing. Okay.
We talked about my Whoop, right?
I don't think we talked about the Whoop. Can you enlighten me about the Whoop quickly?
Sure. It's kind of like a health tracker thing. You wear it all the time. You can charge it while it's on your wrist. So it never has to come off like an Apple Watch. It tracks your sleep. Your basically just like your output. It's just like a all-around health thing that connects to an app, and it gives you a sleep score. It shows you the entire night. It shows you how much time you spend awake, how much you were in REM sleep, how much you were in this type of sleep, your workouts. Like it gives you all this just data. I got it for Christmas. Anyways, a couple mornings ago, I woke up and my recovery score was 1.
Oh, no.
Out of a 100, it was a 1.
A 1. What did you get the point for? Does it say like why? Like you didn't get a flat out 0?
I don't know if you can get a 0. I think 0 would be like dead. Ceasing to exist. Look at your phone.
You got he got a 0 on his whoop. Call it.
Do you have your phone?
Do I have my phone?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Look at the picture I just sent you.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna look at the picture. I'm looking at the picture. 1%. God, dude, that is oddly. It's like you're looking at a video game stat here.
Yeah.
For the camera there. 1%. Yeah. Oh my God.
It's like your phone battery, but for you.
Jeez.
I was on 1.
You were on 1%.
So that was the morning that I kept waking up in cold sweats. I couldn't breathe.
Damn.
Yeah, that is one of the worst when you just can't breathe out of like both sides.
Oh yeah.
We had
it's so you're just mouthing it, just like
I can't sleep like that.
Yeah.
I cannot sleep mouth breathing.
Yeah.
I can't.
Okay, this is a little bit unrelated, but are you aware of the practice that some like fitness geeks have gotten into of taping your mouth shut while you sleep? Is that something that, because you do the cold showers, you do some of the weird stuff, man. I'm not going to lie. Have you ever taped
shower's not that weird. It's not that weird.
It's weird to me. Would you ever tape your mouth shut? Would you ever buy specialized tape? Athletic tape to tape your mouth shut?
That's dumb. I'm thinking any tape will do. You can't tell me that.
Nah, man. You need this $50 a strip shit.
No, fuck off with that. No, I wouldn't. I'm sure there's benefits, but dude, I don't know about you, but when I'm working out, I am huffing and puffing. I'm mouth breathing, nose breathing. Like, if I restricted my breathing to only my nose, I feel like I'd pass out.
Well, this is when you're sleeping, though.
Oh.
You wear it.
I've seen people do it when they work out.
Oh, that's psychopath behavior. I'm talking about people will tape their mouth shut while they're sleeping.
Okay.
And it will, I don't know, do
I
something.
need to see a list of benefits.
I mean, here's the thing about selling fitness bullshit. A list is not that hard to make. I could just write some nice things to happen to you.
Increased cardiovascular health.
Yeah. Like increased sexual potency or some bullshit. Like, if I just put that on a list and slap it on the box that my $50 strip tape comes on, you might be like, maybe it's worth it.
I'm not interested in that. I'll just say it right now.
Yeah, me neither. Anyway,
cold showers don't require me to buy anything.
Okay, a cold shower is free. If anything, it's saving you money because your water heater's getting a break.
And it gets the people going. So
it gets that. Hold on. Who are the people? It doesn't get me going. You know what? A cold shower just gets me angry.
Good. Angry to go crush the day. You need to direct that energy. We need that energy and then channel it towards the day in front of you.
I need to do like a 5-day Cody-inspired cold shower challenge.
30.
5. To start.
That's not long enough to build a habit.
Okay, well, Buster, maybe I do it for 5 and it's so fucking great, like you say it is. And maybe I'm like, it's day 6, but I'm going to do it anyway. Anyway, you couldn't breathe. You couldn't breathe out of your nose. Sorry, I
couldn't breathe.
I hijacked the story.
The only nose spray we had was expired. I was using it. Stood in the hot shower for 30 minutes. Mentholatum, like the whole 9 yards.
Oh yeah.
Still couldn't breathe. It was bad.
Speaking of the people, I think the people, when you recommend like something to rub on yourself when you're sick, a lot of people go Vicks Vapor Rub. But the people are sleeping on mentholatum.
Dude. Mentholatum fucks.
Dude, mentholatum is like magic paste.
Yeah. And it smells good, man. It just smells so delicious.
I feel like it's like Vicks Vapor Rub on fucking roids, man. Mentholatum is just like the stronger, the better Vicks Vapor Rub.
Yeah, it's like whatever is in Vicks that makes it like that, but it's only that. It's like the source only.
Yeah, it's like more. It's more pure, I guess.
Yeah,
it's more potent
and it's more fun to say.
Yeah,
mentholatum.
I don't know. I just made that up, but they should have a theme song if they don't.
Never heard that one.
Mentholate 'em. If you're sick, you gotta. I don't know. Fuck. All right. Anyway, boo. I hope you get to feeling better soon, buddy.
Thanks.
And my personal condolences, because sometimes podcasting while you're not feeling good sucks. So hats off to you for pulling up anyway, man.
Thanks.
Are you going to?
If it was this morning, I may have.
You may have
had a harder time.
Sat it out. You know what we need to do? A couple of podcasts that I listen to will bank a couple episodes. So rather than like taking weeks off or scrambling at the last minute, we should just bank some like burner episodes for these folks.
We'll do ones that like have no ties to time. You know, like you can upload them at any point.
Yeah. Top 5 sandwich types.
Maybe we could be like Wheel of Fortune, and just for a week straight, we'll record like 100 episodes, and then we just schedule them throughout the year.
Just go fucking Hardpoint Jeopardy, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. We're just gonna record a year's worth of episodes in a week.
There you go. That's maybe we do that. Maybe we do that sometime. Well, I sincerely hope you get to feeling better, buddy. And I'm glad you're wearing your Acacia Strain shirt. We talked about that shirt last week on the episode, didn't we?
We did.
And
I wear it around the house a lot and to the gym, but I realized it hasn't made the show rotation. The show taste quite some time, so I had to bring it out.
I sent Cody a meme earlier this week because it really, really reminded me of our weird shorthand that we use with each other. And it was someone texting someone else about, they're saying, bro, you got to think about the ramifications. And then the other guy responds, I forgot about the Rammies, bro. The Rammies.
The Rammies.
Yeah, that's right.
It's already a funny conversation to be good. Like, bro, the ramifications. I need the rest of that story.
When we started the show, if you've been listening to it like for a long time, one of Cody's like first buzzwords that he used, probably the first 5 or 6 episodes have to have it somewhere in there.
Yep.
Is the word interstitial.
Oh yeah.
He would say we need a good interstitial here, and then it got shortened to interstish at some point. So
and then we could probably go even further and just go with stish.
I stish.
Yeah, we've gotten away from the stish.
We did.
We don't have many stishes.
We need to stish it up a little bit, I think.
We do need to stish it up.
It's time for my favorite stish, if you will, where we talk about the media that we're consuming, we're watching, we're taking it in, we're absorbing it. It's called What Are You Crushing? And I know Cody, being sick for the past 5 days, has probably, in between fighting off the plague, has probably been consuming at least a little bit of stuff. So I'm going to kick it to you, man. What are you crushing this week?
I've actually been on a movie kick.
Hell yeah.
Recently, which I'm really enjoying. Normally the thought, if it's movie versus TV show, is TV show less of a commitment. And with a baby, it's kind of hard to carve out like 2 hours just to sit down and watch a movie.
Sure.
But what I've been doing is just watching them in chunks. As much time as I can carve out on a weekend, maybe a Saturday or an evening, I'll watch a little bit of a movie. And really, if you think about it, a movie is much less of a commitment than a TV show because you could watch one in one sitting easily. Or if you got to break it up 2 or 3 sittings and, end of the story versus a show that's got 8 or 9 episodes to it, right? Yeah. So anyways, long-winded way of saying I've been enjoying some movies recently.
Hell yeah.
I texted you about this. Interstellar might be the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah, man. It
might be the greatest movie ever made.
It's a heater. I love it.
I am 10 years late to the party. It looks old, I will say. I was kind of surprised at like how old it looks.
Really?
It doesn't. Yeah, it's on Netflix. And I'm actually going to say another movie that I watched.
I just want to stop you there, and I promise all your crushings will come to pass.
Okay.
What about Interstellar makes you feel like it looks old?
The quality. Like, it is not dude, put it up next to like a 4K like movie that's made today. It looks old. The way it's shot, there's something about it. It's got a sheen of old.
A sheen of old.
When's the last time you watched it?
Recently, like a week or two ago. Well, no, longer than that. 3 or 4 weeks ago.
You didn't like it could be released today and it would get a pass.
Absolutely. I would argue this. It looks no older than Oppenheimer, which is another Christopher Nolan movie. It's a movie of the same, whatever, like filmmaker, film quality, aspect ratio, all that shit. I think it looks, honestly, because a lot of the effects are not practical, but they use, Christopher Nolan famously uses as little CGI as possible to achieve the look of certain scenes and stuff. I think it looks no worse than a film that came out in 2021, 22.
Is there something weird going on with the aspect ratio?
I don't know.
Doesn't he like weird aspect ratios?
Well, he'll film in like IMAX or, he very famously like wants people to watch his movie in a theater on a big screen. So,
right. Well, anyways, that's not meant to be a knock. I have nothing but positive things to say about this movie. The journey it takes you on, like the multi-generational journey that it takes you on. I know it's a long movie, but if you're knocking that movie because of how long it is, I think that's a bad knock. Like it needs every minute of length that it is. And it didn't feel 3 hours to me. It's a journey that you just have to enjoy. The ending I did not see coming. Big twist, big tearjerker.
Yeah.
I feel like it completely stuck the landing. And very emotional, man. Like them getting stuck on that planet with the waves, where every hour is 7 years, and then their ship breaks down and they realize this is like decades back home, and for them it's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That is mind-boggling to me. It was so good.
When that guy when they go back to the ship and that guy's like, it's been
I
tried
23 years.
I slept a couple of times.
Dude, and then he goes and sits down and watches those the video messages from his kids. And they're all completely grown up.
They're grown, yeah.
My God, man. Tars. Yeah. Tars is badass.
Tars is awesome. There is a TikTok account where a guy built a miniature, like desk size Tars robot and outfitted it with a specialized version of Chat GPT to where it talks like Tars, and it can like adjust its sarcasm level and all that stuff. Tars is awesome. I'll have to send you a video, but yeah, I'm a Tars stan for sure.
Dude, Matthew McConaughey, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
The scene where he goes into the black hole, kind of towards that whole thing was just breathtaking. This don't have to be a Interstellar segment, but I love that movie. I want to watch it again. I just can't believe it took me 10 years to watch.
I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it. What else have you been watching, man, on the movies front?
Another movie. This was actually a recommendation from my dad, also on Netflix. A movie that came out 1 year prior to Interstellar by the name of Oblivion.
Tom Cruise, right?
Yes. Have you seen it?
I have never seen this movie. And I don't know anyone who is like that crazy about it, but I've kind of always been curious about it. What did you think?
It's good. It completely fell under the radar. It doesn't have bad reviews, but it just kind of like, it didn't get talked about a lot. I've never even heard of it. And it was released 11 years ago with like the world's most known actor. It's weird to think that a movie has been released with Tom Cruise in it in the last 10 or 15 years that you haven't heard of.
I was going to say, I feel like we have entered into the era where if Tom Cruise makes a movie, people are pulling up.
Right.
But there was a time during like he made that one like rom-com with Cameron Diaz where he was like a spy or something and they go on a date. Yeah, that one those movies like to me were just like popcorn movies, but I think now that he's in his like Top Gun Maverick era, I guess like if he makes a movie, he's going to be like jumping out of a spaceship or whatever, like climbing the Eiffel Tower naked or something. So
I'm telling you, Put this movie back to back with Interstellar. This was made a year prior, and tell me there's not a quality difference. Anyways, plot, I will say, maybe a little thin, maybe a little shallow. It's more of a like aesthetically very breathtaking, very pleasing. Just it looks cool. And this guy also used very little like CGI, very little green screen. Everything like the ship he flies around in, they actually built one. A lot of the very scenic views, they actually travel to those places. So very good. I would recommend Oblivion on Netflix if you haven't seen it.
Okay.
And the very last thing, very quick, I don't have a lot on this. I've watched one episode. It's a show on Netflix called American Primeval.
Okay. I've heard.
Roll past that.
Yeah. It's straight up like I've seen it and be like, oh, it looks neat, and kept on rolling. Tell me more about this.
I've only seen an episode. It's weird, man. It's brutal. It's dark. It's gritty. It's shot kind of weird. And what made me watch it, I saw a headline, like a news article or something, and it said something about American Primeval is the closest Red Dead 2 TV show adaptation ever made. And like it has nothing to do with it, right? But it's just saying like timeline or like era wise.
Okay. So late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah, exactly. And just like the brutalness, the grittiness, the world, how those people lived. And it got me interested. So I watched an episode and it's good. It's good. I'm going to stick with it. It's
American Primeval. Any actors of note in the show? No one.
My actor archive is very shallow, so there very well could be. I have no idea. I don't recognize anybody so far.
Okay, no, like Billy Bob Thornton, Tom Cruise types, I guess.
Tim Allen is not the lead role here.
Same category.
Yeah. No. I don't think so.
Okay.
So far so good. It does give you Red Dead vibes, man. Some of these like towns that they're in and them traveling.
Get some Valentine feels.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I would watch an episode. You're either gonna like it or you're not, and you'll have your answer. But it's good so far.
Cool. Nice.
Those are my crushings.
Good crushings, man. When I was sick, I think playing a video game was just out of the question when I was sick. I don't know why, but like the focus required hurt me, and no surprise, there's no video game crushings this week. I'll talk briefly about my watchings. I did finish Barry, the entire series. Such a good show, man. God damn, dude.
So
Barry is just so good. It never does what you expect it or want it to do. It's satisfying and also very like tragic in a weird way.
Empty feeling.
It leaves you feeling very empty and very just like, oh man, but not in a disappointing like a Dexter kind of way where it's like, oh, I don't like that ending for any of these characters. Like in a weird, very weird, bizarre way, justice is served in that show, but it's also like not satisfying taste. You know what I mean? Like it's very. It's odd, man, but it's good. It's a good show.
I didn't really. So you had not finished it before? This is like your first time at the end?
I had started the final season and I never finished it. I got right up to the time skip and never finished it. So the whole time skip thing, and somehow, some way, that never got spoiled for me. So when the time skip happened, I was like,
"What?
Hold on, what? Okay."
I could watch that show again. That is absolutely one of those that in a few years, I could run that whole thing back.
It's a good something about the 20 to 30 minute drama episodes.
Yeah.
Because the episodes are I think they're about 30 minutes. They get longer towards the end of the show, but it's worth a sit down, focus, and watch on the first run. But it's also really good, kind of background noise, kind of office vibes. It's definitely, I could see this becoming a comfort show, weirdly, for me. Something's wrong with me, I guess. I finished that, and I was like kind of, in that funk afterwards of just like, oh man, what comes next? You finish a show that you really enjoy and you're just like, nothing. When I finished The Boys, or what has been released of The Boys so far anyway, I was kind of like that. Like I was like, I short of starting that show over, nothing feels like it's going to itch scratch that itch for me.
What's going to fill this hole?
What's going to fill this
massive hole?
This void in me? I on the suggested shows that popped up after that was a show that I have also seen most of, but not all that has been released of it. Righteous Gemstones. Oh my God.
Okay.
The Righteous Gemstones. The show about the televangelist family who is behind the scenes.
Yep.
They're terrible people and they get involved in crime and all these like heists and scandals and all this stuff. Fucking amazing show. Hilarious, especially hilarious if you're like a former evangelist, grew up in the church type person.
Yep.
Like very, very funny. I love that show. Started it from the beginning. I just finished season 1 and I'm in season 2 of that. So
okay.
Yeah.
I love that shirt's not as long as you think it is.
Dude, the brothers crack me up. I loved Danny McBride. He's hilarious.
Yep.
The sister, I can't remember the actress's name. I suck for that, but
dude,
she is probably one of the funniest characters on the show.
Hilarious.
And I love John Goodman, dude. John Goodman is great. As the kind of the patriarch for this really fucked up family.
What's the sister's husband's name? BJ.
BJ, just getting shit on the whole time, but he's like the only one who's like. And then Baby Billy, dude. I love.
Oh.
Shut up, nerd. Don't nobody have time for your useless chime-ins. I love Baby Billy, dude. He cracks me up.
Are the elixirs? Has that come into it?
Yeah, I think that's in a later season, but that's what he's doing. Okay. It's like, how much do I make from this? 0. Zilch. Once I pay off all my lab coats and scientists, it's a wash. Why do you do it then, Baby Billy? Well, because I'm selfless.
It's a wash.
It's a wash.
Have you seen the scene where he has his little car and he's pulling that trailer through the mall parking lot or whatever? Don't spoil it. It's fucking hilarious.
I think season 1 and 2 are really fresh in my memory. I haven't seen the whole show, so I'm kind of circling back. I just wanted to watch the whole thing through, get it fresh again. But God, I'm loving
the newest season 1 and 2, gold. I haven't seen the newest one. Whatever the newest one was, kind of lost me.
Okay,
I feel like it's one of those shows where it's like too much of it. Like they continue to raise the stakes to a point where it just gets like. Okay.
And raise the absurdity as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know if you'll find it that way, but I kind of did.
I could see that, but I'm gonna stick it out because for the large part, this show is definitely fun to watch.
It's so funny.
And the last thing I'll say in the crushing department, because I know Cody wanted to talk about this. So on Saturday, I did a stream. I've been streaming over on my YouTube channel, and I felt like I owed it to Cody. I owed it to C-Murd to try the thing that has brought him so much joy and delight over the last 2 months, 2.5 months. I don't know how long it was. I loaded up Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. Heart of Chernobyl. And I played about 2 hours of that game on the stream. You can go watch it. Here's what I have to say about that game.
Be nice.
Maybe I shouldn't say what I want to say about this.
Just unload. I want to know what you actually think. Go ahead.
Listen, man. It's one of those situations. It's like an Elden Ring situation. I liked Elden Ring. I didn't love Elden Ring. I didn't regard Elden Ring as some phenomena like tide changing, just like cultural staple.
Right.
Now, I don't think Stalker 2 is bad, but I don't like it. I felt very frustrated and lost in this game. Frustrated because Cody was not kidding. When he introduced this game to me, I remember it was, 10 or 12 episodes back. He said, the combat is hard. That could not have been more understated. The combat in this game is fucking impossible. It is the same mechanics as like Call of Duty, left trigger to aim down the sight, right trigger to pull the trigger. except the enemies are just way smarter and way better better shot and more powerful than you.
Hard to see them half the time,
And
especially if it's at night.
And you can't fucking see them. Holy shit. So the combat is, it's not even that it sucks. It's that I suck at it. And there were several moments where I was supposed to pick something up, or I was supposed to put something down, or I was supposed to go to a place or not go to a place or not step on a thing or touch a thing or not touch a thing or throw a bolt at something so that it didn't turn me inside out. And the instructions could not have been more unclear, in my opinion. Also, could not get it to run at 60 FPS, which pissed me off. So
that's annoying.
It is annoying. So
I think you needed to get. You know what? Never mind. It doesn't matter. Continue.
I need to get a better Xbox. Is that what you're going to say?
No. It was at a different place in the settings. You were going under something, but you needed to go to a different tab. You can switch between
performance and graphics or whatever.
Mode.
Oh,
yeah.
I couldn't find it. I didn't look hard enough. Anyway, Stalker 2. I feel like I owe it more than I gave it, and I may yet give it. But early impression, I got to say, Stalker 2, if I didn't have Cody with a Makarov pistol against my temple saying, try it, bro, you're going to love it.
I didn't say that. I didn't say you were going to love it.
He literally texted me. He said, play this game or we're done.
My statement was, you will either bounce into it or you will bounce off of it. There's no in between. It will draw you in and make you obsessed with it, or you will say, I don't like this.
I just want to say, I gave this game 2 solid hours. And I was waiting for that moment where it was like, somewhere in this, Cody was like, hell yeah, and buckled his belt a little tighter. That never happened for me.
Yeah. It happened for me about 20 minutes in. Early.
What?
When it was dark, man. Just the atmosphere and the difficulty and everything's trying to kill you, and it's not telling me what to do. Everything's unclear, and this is very hard. It was immediately a challenge of like, the idea of seeing that game to the very end seemed like climbing Mount Everest from the very beginning. And so that's what drew me in. This is going to be one of the hardest things I've ever done video game wise. And that's why I want to do it.
Was it?
And it's fun. Yes, it's my greatest video game achievement. I'm telling you, that single player campaign is every bit of 40 to 50 hours of focused single player campaign. And it only gets infinitely harder. That, like, whatever you experience is the easiest that game ever is. I don't think I'm selling you.
So anyway, Stalker 2, gave it a try. I'm going to try my hardest to give it another try, to go a little deeper, to find... I got to a town and tried talking to people, and they could not have been less interactive. Like, 8 people were like, talk to the boss. Talk to the boss. Press X to talk. Talk to the boss. You need to talk to our boss.
2 things.
What made you love this game so much? I got to know. I'm not seeing it.
It's the 60 FPS. That's what flips it all. Okay.
That's
you gotta
the game changer.
You got to try it one more time.
Okay.
Because I flipped it over to fidelity mode, and it was almost unplayable. Like, once you see the smoothness that is 60 frames, 30 feels so choppy and weird to play. So I don't feel like that enhanced your gameplay at all.
No.
The second thing I will say, you got to focus on the objective at the top of the screen.
I was doing that.
No, there were a couple times where you're like, I don't know where to go. And I'm like, well, you're definitely not following the orange icon at the top of the screen.
Well, when the orange icon is on the other side of a gigantic firefight where both sides, for no explainable reason, are just decide like, that guy right there, fuck that guy, and they all come for me, and I have guns, but their guns are just better, I guess. Anyway,
I want you to try it on performance mode, but I will say now, if you don't like what you've seen thus far, I don't think there's anything to come that's going to change your mind.
It's very rare, people. It's very rare that Cody makes a suggestion that is bad. And so I'm really digging here to find out what it was that made Cody love this. I didn't find it in my initial impression, but I'm committed to finding it. Wouldn't it be funny? The first game that I roll credits on in years is going to be Stalker 2, which I fucking hate so far.
Do it.
Just to spite myself.
See, yeah, now it's just going to become a challenge. You have to see it through.
Yeah.
Put it on performance mode. But remember my statement that said this game, like the harder you try to push through it, the more it pushes back on you. And I feel like when I said that the first time, you kind of like cocked your head sideways, but everything's trying to kill you. Everything. And so if you try to plow through that game, it's like you're met with more resistance. The harder you push, the more resistance you're met with trying to get through the game. Does that make sense?
No.
Oh.
No. I guess. I don't know. I'm not trying to be grumpy here.
You don't have to like it. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I wanted you to try it. You tried it. If you don't like it, that doesn't mean it's a bad game.
I want to go on that.
Change my experience.
I want to go on that journey with you, but man, I'm having a hard time. We'll see.
Well,
Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl is tough. It's tough to love.
I would lay in bed thinking about this game. Okay, I don't.
That blows my mind.
To slog through something and have a miserable experience just so we can say that we shared something. It's not worth it.
I don't know.
You're off the hook. You already tried it.
Yeah,
if you say I'm never going to play that game again, it's fine. You tried it. That's all I can ask.
I don't know. I don't want to let it beat me. We'll see. We'll see.
So far it is.
I'm going to file it under a maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
Word.
Anyway, that's probably a good pivoting point because today we're talking about our most anticipated games for 2025, and we're not doing a crazy deep dive. I think last year we tried to do a deep dive on like games that we didn't give a fuck about.
I picked bad games.
Yeah, indie games, bunch of weird like trailers that we watched. We're not doing any of that. We're talking about the games we legitimately are looking forward to in 2025. And Cody was more prepared than me, so I'm going to kick it to him for his first. I guess do we talk about GTA 6 right off the rip? Because we've both talked about that at length. I think people know pretty well that we are pretty geeked to play the story mode for GTA 6.
Yeah.
My assumption is GTA 6 Online or GTA Online 2.0 or 3.0 or whatever it's going to be won't even come initially with the proper game. So, yeah, GTA 6 is a big one, and I'm amped for that. We know so little about it at this point. It seems like there's not much more we can say about it. We've talked about it on previous episodes, so yeah, GTA 6 is probably the big one. We're looking past that a little bit, but yeah,
that one goes without saying.
Goes without saying. Cody, what are you looking forward to this year?
I got 3 here. Maybe we can alternate.
Yeah, let's alternate. Let's do that. First
one on my list, and I know you're not a fan of these games, but I really enjoy them, is Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Okay.
You know anything about that?
I'm aware of the game.
Again, samurai Assassin's Creed.
Right. Yeah. We're finally. I feel like this is one that's been teed up for like years now.
Yeah.
They've been talking about doing this.
Yeah.
Every Assassin's Creed game that comes out over the past few years has gotten me this much closer to wanting to try it. It blows my mind that I haven't tried Valhalla, actually, at this point. I know, like, your sister played Valhalla, really loved it.
Yeah,
I think
me too.
She like 100% of that game. You played it, really enjoyed it. Did you finish it?
No, I haven't.
No.
The only one I finished is Assassin's Creed 1. I've played a handful of them, but that's the only one I've actually finished.
Right. So that's
some of them are long, man. Just long games.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard there's a lot of, like, go-get-it type quests as well in these games. I was really the one that kind of interested me the most, oddly, and this one's a couple years old now, but the Egyptian one. I think it's Origins, maybe.
Yeah.
The one where you're in Egypt. I feel like that one would be a really unique experience to play through.
Origins and Odyssey. I don't remember which ones.
I think
Which one came before
Odyssey is
which?
the one where you're like a Spartan, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Both of those are supposed to be pretty good. I played Black Flag, the pirate one. Played Valhalla, the Viking one. I played the first one, and then Mirage, which is the newest one, is kind of like a more closer to the original. They went so far in the RPG direction, open world direction, and the first one was kind of more like contained a little bit more.
Yeah.
But this one looked cool. I don't know. Maybe it's because I never got to play Ghost of Tsushima that something like this is kind of like scratching an itch that I can't access.
Sure. Cody's coughing.
So
right
that
now.
one looks. Yeah, sorry. I realize I have a cough button here. I should probably be utilizing.
Please use the cough.
So that one looks really, really, really cool.
Definitely.
I don't even know when it's coming out. I just know in 2025.
I think it did just recently get delayed. I will tee this up, like, and if the release dates that we throw out here are fuzzy, a lot of major releases have withheld their release date because of the GTA 6 nebulousness. A lot of games don't, may actually be done, but they don't want to compete with GTA 6 on its release, probably month, I would guess. If GTA 6 comes out and says November 2025, and I am another competing AAA title, I'm staying the hell away from November.
Grand Theft Auto may be the only game released that month. Everybody may pull back.
That would surprise me none. Just from a fiscal standpoint, but yeah. So yeah, we some of these I don't think we know exactly when they're coming out, but it's not a big deal. But that's a good one. Yeah. From a Ghost of Tsushima perspective, I think the whole samurai backdrop, something about samurai swords, katanas, throwing stars, smoke bombs, fuck me up, dude. All that stuff.
Yep, same here.
Yeah, it's a good one. My first one I'm going to tee up is one that I want to say is right around the corner, and it's a game series that again I'm personally a huge fan of. I don't have a big conglomerate of people that I have to play it with, unfortunately, but it is a very good like community game that you can play with other people. But Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out. I want to say in a month or two. It is the spiritual successor, same studio, same developers for Monster Hunter World, which I really, really, really loved. Loved Monster Hunter World so much. And this is essentially a sequel to that. They've shown a lot of the mechanics and added several monsters. They're bringing several monsters back. They're bringing back the mount system, so you can actually ride around on like a lizard dog or whatever familiar you've got there. And they're bringing back a lot of the weapon classes, and I think they are adding maybe some. They're supposed to be running a second beta for it. I didn't get to play the original beta for Monster Hunter Wilds. I wanna check out the second one if it's not already done. But yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds is one that I'm specifically amped for, and I'm hoping it rejuvenates the online community to where I can find a crew of people to play it with, because it's especially fun to squad up and go fight a monster with people in Monster Hunter. So
sorry, I can't be that for you.
Cody just straight up said, I ain't playing it. Sounds fun. Not me.
I want it. I may like it. I don't know. I've never played it. I watched you play it that one time. It did seem cool.
It's a good time. It's a very quietly a very anime type game. It's a very Japanese game, and a lot of like the combat's fun. It's hard. There's a lot of rolling and dodging and shit. But there's also a lot of like systems management in that game where you're like eating specific food and you're doing specific things to your weapons and your armor, and there's a lot of elemental damage and stuff like that. And you like as the game progresses, that stuff becomes more and more important. You're not going to be able to defeat certain monsters if you don't have certain things. So a lot of systems and percentages to keep up with, and it does get kind of vexing, but it's a lot of fun.
I need more gameplay. Less menus, more gameplay.
Fair enough.
That looks cool though. I didn't mean to dump on Monster Hunter.
No, that's cool. I took a shit on a game that you love. So
I'm feeling defensive right now.
yeah, I got it. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Next one for me, Doom Dark Ages.
Hell yeah. I didn't even think
really
of that
cool.
one. Okay.
Yeah. It's like Doom with swords and saws
Yeah.
and furry armor. I don't know. It looks cool.
The shield that is like essentially a chainsaw that that stuff. The trailer, do you remember the trailer that was like specifically synced up to like the kind of like deathcore music when that originally came out? That was sick.
Chuggings were like lined up with headshots.
Yeah. That
really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
I played the first one, whatever the first kind of reboot of Doom, you know, these modern string of games.
Yeah.
I finished that game. It's so much fun. It's high energy, you know, probably not a whole lot to the story necessarily, but just the gameplay itself is so fun. It's so high energy, nonstop, just combo attacks, the things you can string together while you have this awesome music in the background.
Yeah.
It's a very unique experience. So this looks like a slightly different kind of variation, different take on it. I think I'll play it. It looks really, 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 really cool.
The new Doom games have been really good about really just like low effort. Not that the games are easy all the way through, but it's really just kind of like low threat fun that you can have in a story mode and just kind of grind through it, shoot, punch. You know, it's like a first person beat 'em up, but you have a gun. You know what I mean?
And you're in hell fighting demons and you have cool music.
Yeah. Yeah. I get down
the
with
music sets it apart to me. Like if it was the exact same game, but no music or just some sort of like orchestra score.
Pop country.
Yes. It wouldn't be nearly like the music just accents what you're doing so well that it makes it really, 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 really cool.
It really does. I mean, like that first Doom reimagining that's like 2015. It's almost 10 years ago now, or 2016. I can't remember. But that was like, I think for a lot of people, that was their first introduction to like down-tuned 8-string guitars.
Yep.
Just chugging the fuck out of this soundtrack. Like, you know, like BFG Division is still on my gym playlist, and that is like I legitimately believe that's a lot of young people's first exposure to like, what is this? The same for me. I remember getting Twisted Metal. I think it was 3 or 4. I can't remember, and it had Rob Zombie's Dragula on it, and I was like, whatever this is, I want way more of it. It's weird how video games play that role of like introducing us to new music sometimes.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a good one. What's it? Doom? What is it? This one?
Dark Ages.
Dark Ages. Okay.
Yeah.
Doom the Dark Ages. Okay.
I'll play that. It seems like that could be a Game Pass game, honestly.
I think it will be with the whole, Bethesda, Microsoft thing. So, let's see. For my number 2, I'm going to throw out one from a franchise that I actually did not play. This is a game series that I've heard a lot of good things about. I've heard it's a really good game for fans of like Skyrim, which I really like. But Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This is a game where you basically play like a knight or a squire or whatever back in the Middle Ages. It is not fantasy where there's dragons and wizards and shit. You're legitimately like a knight in old England, or you're like a Saxon or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a history buff here. But it's very much it's more grounded in reality, but it is you are a knight, and it's a lot of sword combat, and it's kind of an RPG, right? Like you go through, you could talk to people, you can interact with them. Everything I've seen about Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 is just people fucking love this game. They go nuts for it. And the early impressions of 2 is that they really up the ante. They up the violence. There is tons of just like the kind of like quality of life stuff that we really enjoyed about like Red Dead 2, where you can like interact with the world and be in the world. So I'm hearing a lot of good feedback about that. This is a game that I think it might pull a Helldivers 2 on me, where I completely skip the first one, but just go all in on the second one. I'm actually kind of amped for this game.
It looks cool. I'm sitting here looking at screenshots of it. It looks really fun, actually.
Yeah. Anything that immerses me, man. Like I always say when we talk about games, I just want the world to feel lived in and real. And there's something about just kind of the level that this studio went to with this game, and apparently went to with the first game. I never played the first one, but I am oddly like drawn in on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Is this Xbox?
I do not know of its platform exclusivity. Okay. I think. It's PlayStation 5. It's cross-plat. It's going to go everywhere. So PC, PlayStation 5.
Say, this looks like it could be a PC only game.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those games where it's like that's just only on PC.
It has that look, but no, it does look like it's going to go everywhere. So yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 looks pretty sick. I've
seen that everywhere and haven't thought twice about it. So your recommendation may make me take a closer look. It looks really cool, actually, upon further review.
Hey, oh yeah. What's your number 2? Wait, you already did your number 2. What's your number 3?
Got one more.
All right.
Random game. A game by the title of Atomfall. Have you seen this? Really?
No.
I saw YouTube videos on it, and then I saw a couple. I watched a couple things on it today. It looks like a mix between Fallout and BioShock. If you can picture that. It's a they dubbed it as like a survival mystery. It's first person.
Okay.
And it's set in this like dystopian Fallout universe, not Fallout the Fallout, but like a Fallout type universe.
Yeah.
And it's a mystery, and it looks really, really weird. I'm drawn in by things that are just kind of strange, a world that's just maybe things aren't what it seems, or there's something just below the surface if you dig a little bit. And this game looks very much that. It looks like
it looks like British Fallout. I'm not gonna lie, like it looks good, it looks clean. I'm seeing robots, I'm seeing hazmat suits, and then I'm seeing like phone booths.
Yeah. It looks really weird and strange and just kind of cool. The combat is
British Fallout-like game. Atomfall announced. No, it's very much like a British. Okay.
Apparently, the combat super brutal. Some of the the melee hand-to-hand combat is you really fuck somebody up. There's weird like people in these with bags over their head and deer antlers. And I mean, there's just weird things that I've seen inside this game that has me really intrigued, to say the least.
Very cool. That's off the radar guess. Your picks have been really like, I was like, oh yeah, or I've never heard of that. So
this one looks cool. This one might be. What else was on my list? I was gonna say potentially number 1. I'm interested in all 3 of these games, but this looks like the most unique. Like something that you could really just kind of get lost in this game.
I feel like between Stalker 2 and Callisto Protocol, which are 2 games that you and I never really talked about beforehand, like your horizons have opened up a lot wider than mine.
I don't know if I feel like that, but I'll take the compliment.
I do, man. Like you have played 2 games this past year, again, which were completely under my radar, and did you finish Callisto Protocol?
No, I'm probably 2/3 of the way. It got really fucking hard.
Oh.
Like, really hard.
I bet after playing goddamn Stalker 2, you go back and just do backflips through the rest of the game.
I think I still have it downloaded. I may finish it. It'll probably seem pretty easy and pretty short compared to my stalker experience.
Yeah.
I probably could have finished Callisto Protocol 10 times, if not more, in the amount of time it took me to finish.
Probably start it over and beat it. Easy.
Those are my 3. Adam Fall.
I like
Be on the
it.
lookout for
I like
it.
it.
Looks cool.
I'm gonna finish with kind of a twofer here. I'll do a quick one here. I'll say obvious is gonna be it's a game that's being remade. So from a plot or what to expect point of view, I kind of know what to expect except for the new coat of paint. But Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, obviously, I'm gonna play that. This is the game series that just I love. Other than that, I know what happens in the game, and apparently, from all the initial impressions of it, they touched nothing as far as the story. So, which I'm happy to hear. It's to play the game again, but with again just kind of updated mechanics and all that.
Right.
That's fine. That's good.
It looks cool, man. Even the cutscene. Have you seen them side by side of the original and the new one?
I have.
Like
yeah.
it's the same thing,
Yeah.
just way prettier. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. No, and it honors it honors Snake Eater for the classic fans, and I think it's great. I'm extremely eager to play that, and that's about all I can say about it. The other game that I do want to talk about for my last one here is another one that is in the Kojima kind of space, but Death Stranding 2. I played Death Stranding 1. A very odd game, very odd experience. Played it initially during COVID, which is I don't recommend because the game is about the world ending and you're delivering packages to people who can't come outside. Yeah, so if we ever have another pandemic, maybe stay away from the Death Stranding series. But yeah, I played Death Stranding 1, really enjoyed it, loved the aesthetic of that game, really, really vibey music. And Death Stranding 2 is slated to release in 2025. It looks like this game is going to be a lot more involved than the first one. The first one was a lot of just kind of walking around and dropping off packages and going back and getting more, or kind of walking around a largely empty world. But it was kind of fun in a very weird, cathartic sense. Death Stranding 2 looks like it has a lot more to it. It looks like there's a lot more travel involved. It looks like there potentially could be more combat and more just walking around and bringing people stuff to do.
Right.
It seems like the main character, why do I always shit the bed on actor names? What is his name? Norman Reedus, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, there you go.
Every time we get to podcasting, I start forgetting.
I was trying to think of his Walking Dead name. I couldn't think of it.
Yeah, Daryl. Yeah,
Daryl.
Sam Bridges is his name in the game, anyway. But it seems like he has more of kind of like a commander's role in this game, and like he's a little more in charge of shit. So, Death Stranding 2 looks fun and interesting. The trailers for it have been utterly bonkers. There's a couple nods to Metal Gear in some of the trailers, as far as like the shape of like the ships and stuff, so you can kind of see some of Kojima's just like palm print on it. It's probably gonna be weird as fuck, but I gotta say I'm here for anything that man creates. So
did you finish the first one? Did you already say that?
I did eventually finish it. Yeah,
okay.
It is and it's good, but it's odd. It's very odd.
Is there any combat at all in that game?
There is, yeah. Like it does. Like you don't get a gun for like 8 hours into that game.
Right.
And even when you do, it's like a non-lethal gun. Like you don't start shooting people until way later in the game. And you're discouraged all throughout from ever doing it. So. Which is an interesting mechanic. Like there is kind of like something to be said about like having a gun in real life. You are discouraged from just brandishing it and shooting people. Right. So there is kind of that element of just like, I have a gun, but I don't know that it's necessarily to my benefit to just blast everyone. So
right.
There's a little bit of that, but I'm interested. I think everything they've shown for Death Stranding 2 looks really fun, and I'm a kind of a Kojima nut, so I'm gonna try it.
He didn't have a different game coming out, does he? Because I remember watching a bizarre trailer, and I'm trying to remember if it was Death Stranding 2 or potentially a different game.
So he has 2 other games in the works, and they are both apparently on hold right now because of a Voice Actors Guild strike that's going on. But he has one called Fizzant, which hasn't been shown at all, really. I think they might have done like a title trailer, which is like literally just showing the title. And then another one that has, it's probably the one you're thinking of, is it has the actress from, she was a kid in the It movie, but she's like screaming at the camera and her eyes get really big. It's really creepy. Yeah, that is another one that he's working on that is supposed to be like a horror type game, but both of those games are on hold. I would bet we don't see either of those games till 2020, late 26 or 27, probably.
Yeah, down the road.
Yeah.
He's like the video game Taylor Sheridan.
His video game...
pumping him out.
Video game Jesus. He's here to just give us... He's making this country great. He's giving us all the video games that we need. No. Did you find him in Cyberpunk? I know we talked about that. I never did find him in Cyberpunk. Actually, I know he's in there somewhere, but I have no idea where. I probably could have Googled it, but I never did go find Kojima in Cyberpunk.
That was kind of cool.
Did you find him?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Do you remember the mission where you're in the hotel room and you... God, no. I don't remember what you do there. I just kind of blanked. Anyway, you go to this hotel, you're with Jack, and before you get in the elevator and go up, there's this bar, like a hotel bar.
Oh, that's like
a lobby.
Early on in the game.
It's early.
Damn.
And he's sitting in a booth with a couple other people in that lobby.
Shit, no, I blew right past that. I wonder if he's there later in the game. If he can go back.
I don't know.
Back to that spot.
Yeah, I don't know. It was really cool though. Huh. Really, really cool.
Very interesting. Anyway. All good picks, bud.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks.
You raised some Kingdom Come. That looks kind of cool.
Kingdom Come. Yeah, I'm excited for Atomfall actually as well. This is a very interesting looking game. I will say this, and maybe this is part of why I'm kind of feeling like I might bounce off Stalker 2. I'm a little burnt out on Dystopian Future. I'm a little burnt out on Apocalypse. It seems... Maybe that's why I'm kind of like, meh. But Atomfall looks neat.
Yeah. Totally different, like still dystopian past. Set in the past. But very different tone from Stalker.
Sure.
Stalker is dark and gritty and blah. And Atomfall looks like maybe a little dark, but like way brighter dark, if that makes sense.
There's some pops of color there. In the
it's more vibrant, yeah. Like a dark, vibrant with a
dark vibrant.
A dark vibrant. There you go.
Got it. Hey, thanks for tuning in with us this week and hanging out. What a fun time. I'm really thinking it might be fun to do this next week, but with maybe like movies that are coming out. I love
that sounds fun.
I love early in the year forecasting type stuff. It's still, where was it? Tomorrow's January 15th. We got plenty of time, plenty of year left. We'll just take another week and like look to the future. Because I think there's some good movies coming out this year. There's some movies that came out in 2024 that I still haven't seen. I still haven't seen Nosferatu. I really want to see that. There's
what?
Nosferatu?
What are you saying?
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
The vampire movie. Really?
I have no idea what you're saying.
Nosferatu.
Okay. I guess I get what you're saying, but it's not ringing a bell, is what I'm saying. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so fuck me. I haven't seen that movie. Yeah, there's movies I haven't seen from last year. And I'm not a cinephile. Like, I'm not watching Anora. I'm not watching any of these, like, foreign. I don't care.
Oh, wow.
Have you seen Anora?
This one.
Yeah.
That's Ferratu.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What do you mean, oh, yeah? You're the one that brought it up.
I know I brought it up. It's like one of the earliest movies ever made was Nosferatu. This is a remake of a movie that came out in like 1920 something.
Oh.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah. Robert Eggers is the guy who directed. Anyway, all right. Anyway.
Robert Edgar Poe.
Yeah, that's it. That's him. That's the guy. So maybe we'll do that next week. Oh my God. Hey, if you enjoyed listening to the episode, give us a review, give us a little star rating, whatever app you're on. If you watched the episode, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Share it with your friends. Send it, text. Hey, check out this podcast I'm listening to. Check out this podcast I'm watching. That would be rad. We'll be back next week for episode 60. 60 episodes, man.
Wow.
Bonkers. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We'll do some write-ins. It'll be fun. Looking forward.
It will be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe Josh will have turned the corner on Stalker by this time next week.
Yeah.
It's the frame rates.
Don't bench your lunch money. Get to feeling better, Cody.
I'll try. Sorry if I didn't hit the cough button every time. I know it's kind of inexcusable on an audio medium not to mute your coughs.
Nah, it's all right, man. It's all good. Hey, we love you. We want to wish you a little Baja blessings. Oh, smacked the microphone on my way up there. A little Baja blessings. Hope that your 2025 started out strong. We will see you next week.
See ya. Because you're hungry.